gamification idea might be new for our SMEs. So really, first of all, how would you define it?
I define gamification as using the concepts and structure of games in the classroom as a way to motivate learners to interact with all parts of the class and to work through the class toward a goal or toward multiple goals that helps them understand kind of what the end purpose is.
So it's not just like playing Jeopardy or Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
No, you can put games in your courses all you want as an interactive experience, and sometimes that works really well. It definitely helps for the students who are really sick of a multiple choice test. But gamification of the classroom is really trying to turn your classroom into something that's formatted like a video game. The other thing that video games do really well is they have a theme or a storyline, and that ties everything together. It's easy to do in classes that also have kind of a flow, but I think it works even better in classes that don't. If you have a class where it seems like there's a bunch of disparate information, applying a theme or creating kind of a story that takes you from week to week allows you to connect all those pieces together, even though in the learning environment they may not have felt connected. In a classroom, it's a way of kind of chunking the information, giving the students a feeling of accomplishment. Maybe that's earning a certain score on an assignment. Maybe it's taking a little quiz or playing a game at the end of each week that summarizes what they've learned, and they win that game, so they've won something. Maybe it's earning a badge or experience points, and the goal is to win a certain number of badges or experience points by the end of the class, but you're giving it to them a piece at a time, and that helps with the motivation. In an online environment, you may not feel connected, and so it's one way of keeping them kind of fighting ahead to the next piece and keeping them connected with the online environment for each week. Easter eggs, at least the phrase Easter egg as is used either in the gamification conversation, really comes from the movie, the cinematic universe, or or games, online video games and things like that. There's something that's hidden within the environment. So an Easter egg in a movie might be when you're watching the DVD, if you click on Deadpool's mask, it'll take you somewhere else, or it'll show you, stats or information, or it'll show you a funny video of bloopers, or whatever it may be. If you click in an environment, say you're playing a video game that's an underwater video game, if you click on this starfish over here, all of a sudden you can play a little mini game that has something separate in it, but you didn't know it was there. The point is that it's not very obvious that it's there. It's only by truly interacting with the entire product of what you're looking at that you're going to experience all the pieces. And so in a classroom sense, an Easter egg would be, if you have problems, say, in an environment with students clicking on the getting started or clicking on the course announcements or something like that, you could embed an Easter egg that somebody who does that gets an extra little bit of something. They either get a badge, or they get to watch a silly video or see a cartoon or something like that. I think one of the big pieces is making sure that the student has buy-in to that, and to do that you do have to understand who your student body is. There are some other types of online tools to create games, to create interactive experiences where the student has to click on things and do things and check their knowledge to move on to the next piece. Some of that falls under gamification. Sometimes you can just use one module of it and it really gets the point across. But I think the struggle is going to be convincing the SME that finding those pieces and doing those things is fun. Experience points and badges and a theme for your course that ties things together makes it fun. It's a lot more fun than opening a textbook and saying, well, I'm going to ask these questions and we're going to read this chapter.